Hello, everybody, and welcome to the First Fruits Stock Club podcast show, whatever you want to call it. And I have a good show today. First of all, I just want to thank everyone for giving me a few moments of your time. Definitely been getting a lot of views, and I just always ask, please like it and share it. Hopefully, I'll have some valuable information to you today. Today, we're going to go over a few things. We're going to look at some charts. Man, the market's been crazy. Okay, so we're going to look at what happened this week, and we're also going to prepare ourselves for next week. Okay, so let's get started. So crazy week in the market. Um, and the goal of this show is always to, I want you to look at the stock market as being a source to add. A source can be monthly or annual to add to your annual income. Man, the NASDAQ hit a record day. I think it was either the second uh, highest day in regards to the Nasdaq, one day gain, or the highest gain, one day gain in the Nasdaq this week. So positioning ourselves, right, positioning our portfolios, um, and being prepared, okay, to make a profit for for days like that. You have to be in position. Can't be scared. I know it's so easy to be scared, but I'm gonna show you why you should not be scared in this market. Okay. All right. You definitely take caution. Okay. You take caution. You need to do some things to manage your risk. Okay. All right. But uh, the market will look a lot better at the end of this year than it does right now. I know that the volatility in the market has been, it's been tough. If you're a beginning investor or just starting out, it can be definitely tough to handle. But that is it. If you want to be a part of the greatest financial system in the world, we have the largest stock market in the world, right? So your kids should have a portfolio. You should have a portfolio. If you're married, but your husband and wife, you guys should have portfolios, and not only portfolios in retirement, but portfolios outside of your retirement that you can use to improve your lifestyle. That's the basic message of this channel. That's the what I try to enforce, and we definitely gonna look at it. So let's look at the chart from Friday. It was crazy. Let's look at Friday. All right, so if we look at the chart from Friday, um, we man, it hit a support level of 37.28, and it hit the support, and we just started rocketing from there. We started really moving, and I know the last few weeks have been tough. Okay, I think we had a loss of 1,600 a $2,000 loss. That we've had some days, we have some tough days. But what I always stress to everybody in the formula that I use in the club, it's like you always have to have cash in your account, never fully invested. And I'm not saying like 50%. I'm just saying when we understand the market and we understand what's going on, there are certain times in the market when you need to have more cash than others. Okay, so February is usually a rough month. Okay, for stocks. So as you come to the end of January, which and it's hard to do because at the end of January, I mean, the market was moving and grooving, and everybody had all these expectations. Remember, I always discuss expectations, like what we expect the market to do. So everyone expects the market to do the same thing, but the market has a mind of its own. Next week, I'm going to talk about market personalities, but the market has a mind of its own, and it does what it wants to do, right? So you just have to prepare to make adjustments. And that's what happens a lot of time. If we just have a retirement account, we don't even think about it. Don't even look at the statement, right? And that's the benefit of being in a club. Active, looking at our statements, making adjustments. We're basically designing our lives to be our own fund managers. And I'm not saying this is like a full time. This is the best side hustle you can have, right? Because the businesses are already made for you. They're already financed, right? All you do is have to participate, buy a portion of the business because you become an owner, and manage your money and manage your emotions. That's it. You have all these, if you do side hustle, you have all these startup costs, you got sales, you have all these different things you have to manage. This is already set up for you. All you do is have to open up a brokerage account and fund that account, which which can be hard, but it's not hard if we follow God's word, right? We put debt and all the things we want in front of that. Okay. So now the market bounced, did a crazy bounce at 3702.28. Okay. And man, and then we came to this week and we came to yesterday about 1 o'clock. Let's take a look at these charts. About 1 o'clock, the president comes on and says, "Look, I'm going to give you. We're gonna postpone the tariffs for 90 days. So you basically got a 90-day vacation. Okay, man. The market. Let me tell you, the market is designed to go up. People want their stocks to go up. Okay, it's a collective decision. Everybody wants stocks to go up because when stocks go up, everybody makes money. Okay. Now some people make, and you can make money up and down. What I teach you, you can make money no matter what the stock market does, right? Income, coming in, calls, and then you can also short the market. And this is a market where you're going to have to what I call straddle the market, right? It's an indecisive market, especially as of today, right? Today was crazy. Well, yesterday was crazy, but today we opened up down, and I'm gonna talk about that later on. But this is a market that you have to straddle. You have to position yourself, and no matter what the market does, you're designed for it. You're ready for it. It's not going to just be a market where you just put in a call or you buy and then the market it just goes straight up. Okay, this market is designed to mess with your emotions, like on Friday. You mess with my emotions, Smokey. Like one of my greatest shows in college. Greatest movies in college. But it's designed to mess with your emotions. That's what it's designed to do. So you have to be prepared. But let me tell you, if you're prepared, you will. I had one of the best days in the market yesterday. One of the best days in the market yesterday. So this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It hit 3601, and then it rocketed up from there. That was when the president made his announcement. People were really worried, understandable. The bond market, I'm gonna discuss that also in this today. But the bond market was really worried. Okay. So, and the market was up from there. S&P 500, Dow Jones Industrial Average, and the Nasdaq. They just skyrocketed up. All right. So today I wanted to discuss the top 10 best Nasdaq days by game. So you got March today. Tuesday was one of the best days. Okay. Wednesday was 12.2% for the day, and I think that's top two. I didn't include that, but top five before Wednesday. Let's just say that March 13th, 2020, the market had a massive gain of 9.35%, massive COVID rebound. March 2024, stimulus optimism. November 13th, 2008, it was a crisis. This is the real estate crisis market, and we had a bounce of 6.5% in a day. And these are days, but sometimes these are returns the average return is like 8%. Okay. But you could do much better than that. All right. We do much better than that. Okay. But the average return, if you just sit through it and don't manage it, is 8%, 7 to 8% in the market. But you can do better than that if you decide to manage your account. But and like I said, it's not a whole lot of work. You just you fund the account, you put in the particular trades, you receive income, and then I give you information. And also, when I in the club, I meet with everyone one on one, and we discuss how to set everything up, how to set the accounts up, and I just set up a group text. It was Group Me, I think. And so what I'll do is I'll send Group Me's out, especially in this market, because it's so crazy that when I make what I call ideas, and these are stock market ideas, what to buy, what to sell right now, and what to put in, then you'll have them immediately. So you have October 2008, 6.76%, in April 2020, 20%. And so so this was today, right? And this is why I'm not afraid of the market, okay? Because this is called a trend line, right? And as long as that trend line is going up, now this market could retrace, okay? It could go all the way back down to 37.63, and it could have done that today. But this is a positive sign. It bounced again. And as you look at it, it's constantly going up. It's working its way back up. Okay. And that's what we want. Okay. We don't want new lows. As long as we're getting higher and higher lows, we're okay with that. Okay. Higher and higher lows. All right. That's a positive sign. And plus, what I like, especially what happened, is the reason why I was on it, and I put in trades yesterday at the beginning of yesterday, because what happens is, the stock market is one big personality. It's actually a mix of personalities, and people get tired of selling, right? Because they wanted to go up. So after a while, there's no it's really no reason to sell. Like, everything is baked in already. Okay, like, the stock market has dropped enough in regards to, now earnings could be something different. Um, you know, we do have earnings next week, but I think next week is going to be a great week, and that's why I took the risk of investing. I've been investing. Every time the market goes down, I just buy small bites, buy. And yesterday, at the beginning of the day, I was able to get in some trades. I just had a good feeling about the day, and looking at the charts and seeing how it's on an uptrend, I decided to take the risk. Okay, so we'll see how that turns out um, next week. All right, man. This is one reason why everybody's so nervous right now. This is one reason why everyone is so nervous right now. What I'm about to go and show to you on the chart. Everyone is a little nervous just for the fact of the bond market, and the bond market and what's going on with the bond market. People are nervous, and what's called is the bond market. When they're related to the bond market, they're talking about the 10-year treasury, which is considered the risk free around the world. It's known as the risk free, and it's known like that because we've always paid our debts, right? And basically taxes are collected, and that's how America generates its revenue. Okay, and taxes are collected, and that's how we pay our bills. And we've always paid our bills, and that's why people buy our debt. So that's how we are able to fund a lot of different things, and that's how we're able to have low interest rates or rates being low because people when people buy brings the rates down. But if people start selling, and that's what basically nerved the market. People started, there was rumors that Japan started selling and China started selling treasuries. And that's really what got the president to say, hey, look, I need to really look at what's going on. He said he didn't, but I think that possibly could have been one of the reasons, but. But this is the battle I want you guys to look at, and I'm gonna end probably in here. This is the battle right here. Donald Trump, President Trump versus Jerome Powell, right? Jerome Powell, he's the Federal Reserve chair. He basically determines interest rates going up or down. He decides he can cut interest rates or he can increase rates, right? And uh, what President Trump has really been discussing is like, look, I want you to cut rates, and if you're not going to cut rates, I'm going to make you cut rates, and that's maybe one of the influence of tariffs. Um, uh, that's some not just my word. It's been the words on Wall Street. What a lot of people have been saying is one of the reasons that he's doing that. But um, all in all, I just always uh, always have to know where the people that are in power, like what is their background? We know President Trump has a real estate background, and me being a real estate investor, um, I don't invest in real estate as heavy as I did, but me being a real estate investor, I mean, you always want low rates. Like that's the thing, so we can refinance our debt. Refinance what debt you have. Hopefully, you have long-term 30-year mortgages, but when you're acquiring new properties, you want rates to be low because the debt service is really the difference between the income from the property and the expenses that you have, which is the mortgage and all the other expenses that you may have, and that's how you net. Okay, so the debt service is one of the largest pieces of that. So um, getting lower rates, I think that's what uh, uh, President Trump's focus is. Okay, so we'll see what happens with that. All right, and I'm gonna end here. So this is Apple, and as you see, Wednesday, I mean, shot up and shot back down, and people are just nervous about Apple because the issue with China, what's going on right now is China and the tariff issue, and Apple does a lot of business in China. So does a lot of different companies, but as we know, Apple's the largest one of the one of the largest companies by market. I think Microsoft just took it as market cap wise, but and so it's real important, right, that we understand what's going on with Apple. So in saying that, one of the big issues was, and especially for the bond market, the 10-year treasury, is that when it took this leap upwards, right? And this is just a 5 day look. So um, the bond market was saying, look, you need to, okay, we're having some issues right now. Okay. And companies have to refinance their debt. Okay. Big real estate brokers and real estate investors and REITs have to refinance their debt. So we want stable debt markets, meaning we want the rates stable, and we want them as low as possible, especially corporations. And when you have a spike up like this in this chart, that was a problem. So as you can see, I think that was Friday, and began this week. It got really crazy as the rates went up from 4% to almost 4. I think it touched 4 point, almost close to 4.5%, which is a big deal. Well, I mean, rates have been a lot higher than that. Okay, but we have a lot more debt now, so people are people are people are going to complain about that. So that's it for today. Um, let's see, and you guys, I just say that look, it's really all about taking control of your finances, taking control of your financial life, taking control of your lifestyle. The stock market is a vehicle for that. Okay. The stock market can do that for you. I know you feel like, man, it's up and down, it's up and down. Well, last year went 20%. Okay. But usually, especially because we have a new administration, it's a lot of new things going on, right? It's a lot of, but the market is designed to go up. Okay. So if you stay with it and you position yourself now to buy, so you have to position yourself now for the end of the year. You can't just wait to the end of the year and the prices and everybody, oh, the market is great. You have to have faith, okay, and know that the market is designed to go up. You have to manage your finances. You have to manage your risk. But man, put money in the market. It could change your life. All right, change your income at the end of the year. What I like to do is, as a manager, we sell off a portion of our income. We have cash from our options, and we've been collecting dividend checks at the end. So at the end of the year, you have all these, and this can make an additional salary for you. It's what I teach and I show everybody. Look, my information is above on the link. Join the First Fruit Stock Club. We love to have you. Man, people are making money. Um, I did a most recently, I had one of the members who basically made her, the cost of the club. She made that up, and basically this month and next month she'll profit. So in basically the rest of the year, profit is all hers. Okay, because of course the club costs, but what I try to do is show you an opportunity that can pay for the club the entire year, right? And not only pay for the club, man, you'll pay for the club after 2 months. So the rest of the year is up to you, right? You can take the money and do whatever, all right? And I say reinvest it and build out your portfolio. And man, stocks are on sale right now. Like, don't just go on and look. Understand tomorrow is such an important day. Tomorrow is so important, and tomorrow is when most people are paid, and those first decisions, those first fruits, giving first and putting money, funding a brokerage account. Excuse me, the two best decisions you can make. All right. We put our bills first, we paying bills, and that's how the world wants you to have it. Just be strapped and paying bills and worried. No, that's not it. Okay. All right. There's a different way. Okay. There is a way where you can feel good and have a few years, no matter what happens, having a few years saved up. in the market, in cash. The stock market can do that for you. So no matter what, it's okay. And I've always lived by that. Always lived by the fact of generating extra income outside my check. No one should tell you how much money you can make per year. No one should ever tell you that. My God is fruitful. I don't know about your God. Okay? There's no limit. A salary is a man made thing, it's a limit thing. I don't believe in that. We all need to work. I work, I go to work, and every dollar I earn, I put into the market, right? I love what I do. All right. So, anyway, look, I'll see you guys next time. Man, I really appreciate the few moments of the time you gave me. Go to www.firstfruitsstockclub.com and check us out. All right, man, I love you guys. Peace and be fruitful. Okay, and I'm sorry. My mantra: everything I touch bears good fruit. My family bears good fruit. My my finances bears good fruit. My relationships bear good fruit. My businesses bear good fruit. Everything I touch bears fruit. Okay? Bears good fruit. Right? You guys have a good one. Thank you so much.